Hello, everybody. My name is Andrew, and I did my healthcare manager profile on Dr. Chris Baggett. He's the president and owner of Fairburn Road Chiropractic Clinic in Douglasville, Georgia. And he's been the owner since August 1995, and he is still presently the owner. His education includes a Doctor of Chiropractic degree from Life University, and the pre-med undergraduate studies were completed at the University of West Georgia. How he first became interested in healthcare management. Dr. Baggett became interested in healthcare management after deciding to become a chiropractor, as he envisioned opening his own practice to work for himself. Events of influence in Dr. Baggett's career include working for 3 different chiropractic clinics during school, when he eventually became the office manager. During this stage in his career, he learned the intricate details of running a viable healthcare business. After learning and becoming proficient in this position of management and obtaining his degree, Dr. Baggett ventured off to start his own private practice. The first major decision Dr. Baggett made in his career was choosing to start his own private practice, and after doing so, he needed to decide what type of business entity to set up for his chiropractic practice. He decided to make his business an S corporation in the state of Georgia so that he would be the president, vice president, and treasurer of the corporation. Dr. Baggett also designated his wife, Lori, to become an officer within the corporation as secretary. Next, Dr. Baggett had to interview, select, and hire competent employees to represent the face of his corporation. Initially, Dr. Baggett practiced chiropractic alone at his clinic for the first 2.5 years. The next major decision made during his career was to convert his chiropractic clinic into a multidisciplinary clinic. As a result, he began working with an on-site medical doctor, physical therapist, and 2 additional chiropractors. Professional challenges were no stranger to Dr. Baggett during his career. In fact, during the first 2.5 years of his practice, he was the only office manager and practicing doctor on site. As a result, he couldn't afford to take much time off of work, even if he wasn't feeling well, or even if he had major family events, such as having a child. He wasn't even able to take very much time for paternity leave. One of the proudest moments of Dr. Baggett's career was when he restructured the design of his business and started working with 2 other chiropractors. This afforded him the privilege of being able to step away from the practice for short terms, such as vacation or being sick or whatever, while it was still producing income. As a result, Dr. Baggett found a better work-life balance, and he was able to spend much more time with his family. At this stage in his career, Dr. Baggett is looking to reduce the amount of time he spends on site managing the healthcare facility, the staff, and even the equipment. He is also looking to reduce the amount of payroll, which would require him to stop practicing in Medicare and with most major medical health insurance providers. This will drastically reduce his overhead, and the fees will be collected at the time services are rendered at his chiropractic office, meaning people will pay when they get their chiropractic adjustments or other healthcare services. Additionally, stopping his participation with Medicare and other medical health insurance providers will save him overhead in regards to payroll, as he will not have to pay his employees $25 an hour to be on the phone with insurance companies trying to collect fees well after services are rendered. When discussing growth sectors in the industry of healthcare with Dr. Baggett, he mentioned that the fields of chiropractic and other holistic healthcare practitioners are actually rapidly growing. He believes this to be the result of the opioid epidemic and restrictions placed on medical practices over prescribing pain medications. When discussing some professional role models and mentors throughout Dr. Baggett's career, he mentioned a couple of individuals who drastically influenced the trajectory of his career. The first individual he mentioned, Dr. Peter Lazarnik, hired him as an individual contractor to provide services of rehabilitation and strength training for his patients recovering from various ailments. After working for Dr. Pete for a couple of years and developing business development skills as well as earning on-site management experience, Dr. Pete hired him to become manager of his healthcare facility. Later in life, after finishing his undergraduate education, Dr. Baggett took a job with Dr. Sylvester Holguin, who hired him to help develop business, grow the practice, and manage operations at the healthcare facility. After finishing his education at Life University while continuing to work for Dr. Holguin, the opportunity arose for Dr. Baggett to buy the practice from Dr. Holguin and make it his own. When discussing knowledge, skills, abilities, and experience for the next generation, Dr. Baggett mentioned that one thing he learned since he started his journey in healthcare management is that continuing education and adapting to modern technology are pivotal components of running an efficient healthcare business. For example, when he started his business, all financial and healthcare records were kept on paper ledgers and drawn with pen. During his journey managing healthcare clinics, Dr. Baggett was forced to adapt to using modern technologies which are constantly evolving. He stressed the importance of making improvements to your business as technology improves and time elapses. When asked if he had any advice to students desiring to become future managers in healthcare, Dr. Baggett discussed the importance of accumulating work experience in your desired field of study before and during the process of attaining your degree. He emphasized that there is no substitute for work experience if a student desires to become a successful healthcare manager.